What's good, y'all? It's Mr. Vaughn, still getting feet in the flesh, coming to y'all with a new type of video. I felt like I needed a video format to be able to, come to y'all more casually, as is, and just talk to y'all about what I've been going through and little updates on life and whatnot. So this is one of those. I haven't thought about the title yet. Let me think about it. I'm thinking, what we gonna talk about? I'm thinking mental health, closure, and making time for yourself. Ooh, woo-hoo. That's a good one. All right, I don't even know where to start, but I think that's not gonna be the title, but more so probably just, part of the title, but those are just the topics for today. We got mental health, closure, and making time for yourself. Whew. I think today gonna be a good one, You gotta get comfortable, you know what I'm saying? You gotta, get comfortable in your own skin sometimes to really make a difference, By the way, fragrance of the evening is that Valentino parfum. I don't know about y'all, but this do it for you every time. Every time. Fragrance of the evening. Just get a look. That's all you need. That's all you need. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. So, to start us off, let's talk about, I forgot the topic already. Let's talk about mental health, right? Now, in my own journey, I was one of the people who thought, mental health is just something you got over, you know what I'm saying? Just something that, it just happened to you. It just happened. You had bad days, and eventually you'll get over it, or you'll just outlast it. And as long as you can outlast it every single time, that's really only way to deal with it, right? Excuse me. But I guess as I start growing and getting older and whatnot, I realized that mental health and troubles that, how should I say this? I feel like everybody goes through things differently, you know what I'm saying? And I think that at times people get too lost in their own kind of, battles to keep it going, to be more appreciative about other people and what they got going. But everybody is fighting some type of battle. That's one thing. And, just as we move through life, I feel like for me, it's important for me to kind of try and see or be aware that within altercations and interactions, you know what I'm saying? Just understanding that everybody's going through life and everybody got something that they're going through that might cause them to lash out or, be rude or inconsiderate, things of that nature, to whether you're close to them or you're a complete stranger, right? So being cognizant of that. But at the same time, we as people got to be cognizant of what we do to ourselves, right? It's not fair to you if I use what I'm going through to lash out on you and expect you to understand, right? That's not cool. So yeah, it's one thing to accept others and what they're going through. At the same time, we also have a responsibility to say, you know what, maybe I need to do what I need to do to make sure that I don't lash out on other people or people around me because of what I'm going through personally, right? And it's interesting, I had this happen to me just today, talking to someone I care about, you know what I'm saying? And I realized I was going hard on them, and it's not that they weren't wrong or I didn't have a reason to, but hindsight, I could always say, okay, maybe I could have reeled that back a little bit. And that's just me, that's personal too. So that's something that I could kind of identify within what I do and say, you know what, there's maybe a room for growth. But yeah, so mental health, it's crazy, man. Like, you know, everybody has their ups and downs, like I said, and also everybody has their own areas of growth. So it's important to, one, identify that, come to an understanding about that, and let that not, you know, just let that fact keep you from judging first and foremost, because nobody could judge. Like, but also two, to identify those things within yourself or myself and my, you know, impact how we treat others based on what we're going through. But it's a crazy world, you know. Life be hard sometimes, as we all know, you know what I'm saying? Like, life ain't easy all the time, you know what I'm saying? You know, ain't days where you feel as good as I look, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, so when life does get hard, you can't blame people for, you know, trying to fight through and how they might lash out by trying to do so. So instead, I find it better for me personally to be more accepting to people when they are going through what they're going through. Just because, you know, having more compassion for the next man, I mean, that helps, right? So, but yeah, but I mean, when it comes to mental health, it's just also important to just be able to admit, yeah, it's tough, right? Like, we all want to seem hard sometimes, and we all want to seem like we got everything going on and whatnot, but at the end of the day, it's like, be okay in saying, you know, it's hard, right? But me personally, I believe as a man, just as a strong person in general, but especially as a man, it's the ability to identify as hard, shake your head, and keep going that takes and really builds character, one. But also on the flip side of that, you also gotta know, boss, you know what I'm saying? Well, y'all watching this, I know this gonna really hit some of y'all watching this, but you also gotta know when to take a break and say you done enough. Yeah. Because especially me, I'm one guilty of this. You know, I'm trying to figure out how to squeeze every bit of inch out of the moment and out of the opportunity, and that's cool. But at the same time, if you like me, where you just feel like you got to keep working, or you just got to keep trying, you know what that leads to? That's called a road down to Burnout Valley. And I done been there. You done overworked yourself too much when now it's like you don't even want to get out of bed for real. You just want to post up for 72 hours just chilling, doing nothing, watching nothing, eating everything. Like, that's that burnout, and it happened real quick if you don't prioritize time for yourself and time to step back and reflect. And that's something I really kind of appreciated over these past couple months, especially as I've been graduating. It's like I had a lot of time to reflect on, you know, all I had experienced in undergrad and all that, but most importantly, like, life in general, you know, and what it's all took to get me to this point I'm at right here today. And I mean, self-reflection is some of the best reflection, because you get to actually internalize all the stuff you've been through. Excuse me. So, yeah. Now, the funny thing about closure is that the best closure comes when there isn't an answer, right? Now let me break that down. You know, a lot of people feel like closure is, you know, having an answer and, you know, things making sense, but honestly, in my opinion, I think that just leads to more unanswered questions at the end of the day, right? For example, let's say you had a friend, Tommy, let's say Tommy, I'm just thinking of power. Let's say you had a friend, Tommy, right? And then you and Tommy was so cool, or for the ladies, you Billy, right? Or, you know what I'm saying, Billy or Tommy. Matter of fact, let me do it like this. All right, boom. Let me do it like this. So let's say, boom, you got a homeboy, right? And that homeboy is so real and it's cool, and y'all just fall out. Y'all don't know why y'all fall out, but y'all just fall out. Y'all not as close together, or y'all just don't talk as much, or it's kind of weird when y'all hang out. Leaving it at that, people might think closure is, oh, going to the homeboy and finding out, yo, what's up? Like, woo, woo. Like, why you don't feel like woo, woo? Like, let's say you decide to do that years later, you just thinking about it. For me, I get more closure from just coming to an understanding within my own world why that happened, right? Because people naturally just grow apart. But some people might think of closure as going to that person and trying to reconnect and come to an understanding. But 9 times out of 10, if you don't know why that falling out happened, they probably don't know either. And if they even did know, they made an intentional choice by not telling you. So it's like, even if they do give you an answer, 9 times out of 10, you ain't gonna like it, or it's just gonna leave you more confused than you were without knowing. And you're gonna have even more questions. And at the end of the day, it's gonna lead all roads back to the main thing anyway. Just walking away with your own internalization and understanding of why that happened in the first place. So for me, closure is within oneself. I really feel like closure is not no one event. Closure is not no one action or conversation, but closure is just your own ability to accept what is happening and move on, right? And learn from it. And the learning is what matters the most. A lot of people don't know how to learn from their own experiences. You know what I'm saying? Think about this. You ever met a person who they always do the same thing? They fall for the same routine over and over. And they always complain about the routine that they've fallen for. But over and over again, it's just like, it's almost like they've made a habit of falling for this routine, complaining about it, trying to fix it, falling for it again, so on and so forth. Yeah, I know we all know that person. It's you and me, everybody. We all have that one thing that we all do, and we just can't stop it. Why? Because we as human beings, it's very difficult for us to learn from our own mistakes. Why? Because once we've formed a habit around something, it's very hard to break that habit, if not intentionally. Therefore, we might be doing something that we used to do growing up that has been helping us so much, but now it's not really helping us in adult life. But we just keep making that same mistake over and over. Why? Because we formed a habit of it. And that's one of those things where, you know, closure has to happen, especially within, in a kind of weird way. You know what I'm saying? I feel like in a way we have to identify those habits that we can't break. And we have to look back within ourselves as to why we formed that habit in the first place. And we kind of have to have some conversations with ourselves and determine, hey, what part of this, you know, can I leave in the past, and what part of this can I bring with me in the way of learning, you know what I'm saying, and experience, right? So in that way, I think about having closure within myself with regards to past habits and things that just don't serve me purpose anymore, right? But it's all my own long-winded way to say that, man, closure is tricky. You know what I'm saying? But trying to seek more answers sometimes does more bad than good. So I feel like finding it within yourself to allow yourself to find closure is way more important than trying to go seek and find closure elsewhere. Excuse me for snorting. Nah, man, there's some smoke. I can't lie, there's some smoke. I usually, you know, sometimes, you know, I like to call people and have conversations. It's so crazy. I like to call people and have conversations, or when I'm with a group of people, I like to speak these ideas and whatnot. But I realize that just being able to, you know, just speak through these ideas on my own, I come to a better understanding. Because, you know, you could be talking to somebody and it's like, yeah, they bouncing off ideas with you, but they bouncing off part of their own ideas. And that's cool. But I just find that when I really sit with myself, I get to really test how much understanding I done built from experiences and knowledge of reading. Y'all see all these books, reading and stuff I done gained. It kind of helps me kind of, you know, put that to the test in my own mind, you know, and challenge myself to think more deeply on topics and whatnot. Learning how to love yourself. Everybody has to realize that you are the only person that can save you. There it is. Like, nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to give you a free handout. And nobody's coming to do the work that you got to do to get the life you want. I'm just tell you right now. And honestly, for me, that's something that I kind of had to piece together and realize myself. At the end of the day, it just takes hard work and grind. And I'm so proud to be able to have said that I came across so many people who are on their grind respectfully. But respectfully, it's a kind of different grind how I'm coming at it. And I understand that you need a different grind to get to where you want to go, honestly. So, I mean, it might take time, but at the same time, that's the point, because I don't want nothing fast. I want it nice and paced out. I don't need to do everything quick. I need to do it correctly. I believe I got that from Rick Ross, and this is one of those things where it resonated with me, because my goal isn't trying to get ahead of everybody or get there quicker, because what's mine is gonna be there based on the work I'm putting in. So I say that to say, in transition, in how to take care of yourself. Self-care. What does it mean to take care of yourself? Why do people need to take care of themselves? Ain't that funny? Like, I feel like sometimes we kind of, or let me just speak for me personally, I feel like sometimes I kind of feel like it's almost a burden to take care of myself. Like, you ever feel like, oh snap, like I need a haircut, I don't even feel like getting no haircut. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that crazy? Knowing we gonna look fresh as heck when we get a haircut. I love getting haircuts, but you ever had one of those days when you just like, man, I don't feel like getting no haircut, man. Or even like, let's say you about to go out to a party or sometime. You don't ever had those days where you just like, man, I don't even feel like going to the party. Knowing it's gonna be jumping, you still don't feel like going. That's the things I be talking about. I feel like self-care is doing those little things in your routine that help you and fuel you and keep you going for the rest of those things that you really need to do. For example, me, I'm a workaholic. If I could prioritize everything else when it comes to work over my self-care, I'm probably gonna do it. But I realize that that's not healthy. It's really not. So you need that time to step back and really recover, 1, reflect, 2, and 3, reassess what you doing and how you working and how you moving. Because if you don't go 24/7, that's cool until you make a little misstep. But you won't know you make a misstep because you're already 30 steps ahead in the wrong direction. So it's good to give yourself time to sit back, reflect, recover, and reassess what you're going. Ooh, that's my 3 R's. 3 R's of self-care. Reflect, recover, and reassess. So if we break self-care into 3 categories, recover, reflect, and reassess, we're able to kind of understand what it looks like for us to build our self-care routine and work into our daily habits, right? So first, let's start with recover. You need to just step back, right? You can't be on go 24/7. You need at least 6 hours of sleep every night, at least 6. Recommended 7 to 8, but at least 6. Just get that, you know what I'm saying? And anything outside of that, you have to acknowledge that as going to the extreme. Even if you know you might be used to it and it's not hurting you, over a long enough period of time, you will crash out. So just make sure that you're recovering as needed and you are taking the acknowledgement of when you are going above and beyond. All right, player. You know what I'm saying? You can chill. You allowed to chill, brody. Don't let nobody tell you you can't.
If you've watched this,
don't let nobody tell you can't. All right, cool. So we got recover. Now we're going to reflect. Reflecting is most important, because if you're not looking back at what you've been doing and reflecting on the results of that, then what are you doing it for? What's the point of working if you're not taking time to actually sit back and look at the progress you've been making? And for me, that's something I had to realize, is that you can't keep going without stopping and assessing, like reflecting and looking back and seeing what worked, what didn't, what has been working, what hasn't. Like, and then once you do that, then you have a better idea of what you should do next, which brings us to R number 3, reassess. Once you done took time to recover and you done looked at your past moves and you got an understanding of what you got to do better or what you've already been doing good, then you reassess and then you continue. And that's it. So for me, let me give y'all an example for me personally, because I'm the type, I'm not about to just tell y'all something. I say, cool, let's say when it comes to content creation, right? I'll boom, start putting out content. I'll record X video for TikTok, video like this for YouTube. And then I'll put it out there, put it out there, put it out there. Two, then I'm gonna step back. And now what my self-care looks like when it comes to content creation, I'd say, okay, cool. First, let me just stop making content. Let me recover. Let me recover my creative muscle in a way, right? Two, let me look at what I've been putting out. What has it been doing? What has been hitting? What has been jumping? What ain't getting no numbers? And three, boom, now I'm gonna use this to figure out what content I'm gonna use moving forward and post. Then repeat the cycle. That's just for content creation. You can also use it for your personal life. You can use it for work. You can use it for relationships with other people. I need to step back from this person. I don't like how I feel or the energy I'm getting from this person. Let me take a chill, take a break from their energy, reflect on what's happened with us in the past, and determine how I'm gonna move forward. And I feel like being able to do that, that's self-care. And being able to do that on as many levels as possible is self-care. And that's the best way you can take care of yourself for the betterment of yourself. Man, I need to start paying for these. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm young, but you know, it's the wisdom that comes with it. I might joke with you, but I ain't gonna tell you a lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real. It's real. It's real. I keep it real. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like there's been a great discussion, you know. Really got a lot out, and I dropped some gems, some good gems throughout this video, and I hope that some of them are useful to y'all who watching, tuned in. I really do, because it's been a lot of people I watched growing up, and books I've read and things and mentors I've had that really just helped me and you know, help mold my perspective, you know, and thoughts on life. So if I could be that same person for one of y'all watching, that'll make my day. Even if it's just one person, I'm gonna keep making videos for that one person who feel inspired for. But this has been, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure like and subscribe, share to a friend. If you liked any of these jewels I dropped today, just put in the comment which one you liked. Follow me on all social medias at SGFVANN. Yeah. Stay up, pray up, keep your head up, keep your bread up. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Yeah. Hey.